The views expressed by our guests in the following video are solely the opinions of our guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and or opinions of the Ola 7 podcast show. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to the Sportlight with Yvonne, Mangunda. And as usual, we bring you a big sporting personality to talk about their journey, where they've been, where they are, and where they see themselves in the future. And today is no different. And I bring you a big star. So big that he was on the calendar, the Soccer Star of the Year finalist calendar for 2025 as well as 2024. I am talking about Simba Bora defender, Isheanesu Mauchi. I don't even know if I should call him a Simba Bora defender, a former Simba Bora defender, because a lot of speculation has been going on and we will talk about it. It is the off season. It is the silly season in terms of players being linked to different deals, clubs and all that. We'll talk about that on the show. But welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited, guys. This interview is many months in the making. Like we literally had a conversation. We're like, no, we'll talk after the end of the season.
Yeah.
And it's end of the season. You're here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here, being very punctual and hoping that we have a great one.
No, thank you so much.
And looking at the past season, how would you summarize it?
The past season, I think individually and just for everyone else, was entertaining. A lot of drama. It was exciting. It was fun. It had its disappointments as well. So it was a whole roller coaster of things that were going on.
And talking about your team being in the title mix for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then you just drop the ball right at the end.
Imagine.
How was that for you as an individual and also in your changing room?
I think it was, obviously you learn a lot, and this was coming from 2023 where we're fighting relegation to 2024 where we win the league. You're now believing, okay, we're at such a high that we can do this again and again and again. So essentially you now have to learn another lesson of you can be at a high and drop so low, but are you going to keep on pushing? Are you going to have the same gratitude to God that you had all along? So it was a learning point, most definitely. In the locker room, it tested our bond as brothers, because outside people don't see what's going on inside, and they start saying this, they start saying this, they start saying this. So it tested our brotherhood, our togetherness, and I think it made us even stronger. It brought us closer. So,
That's what I actually want to ask about the changing room vibe, because when things like that happen, there was a lot of talk, especially considering the connection with your club and Better Brands and Better Brands' connection with Scotland and Scotland then winning the title, and people saying you guys were told, I'm going to use the Shona term, new Turai. And there was speculation. Even I could see even on your club's Facebook page, there were even fans that were not happy, thinking you guys gave it away to Scotland. You were like, no, you can have it. We'll chill.
Yeah. The locker room vibes, they were amazing from the beginning of the season. I always say this, that football is, when it brings people together, it sometimes brings a false sense of brotherhood. And let me land. I say false sense in that you are in a space where everything is hyperbolized. Everything is like almost exaggerated in the sense that you see each other every day. Even pre-season, you live together for a couple of weeks. You're eating together. You're training every day. You're seeing each other every day. During the weekends, you're together. So there's a strong bond and feeling of, this is my brother for time now, So if you don't get moments that are actually then going to test that bond when you guys are now on the low, because during the season I think we maintained a good position, so we were in a good place, so it's easy for me and the next guy to say, no, we're good, we're brothers, because everything is going well. So when you then start to drop points, or you're now losing some games, it then tests you and that same guy. Are you then going to start accusing each other? Are you then going to start shouting at each other? Are you then going to start saying these things? But like I said, it brought us closer together because I then saw people, and these are people who came just at the beginning of the season, like most of the team. But it was a thing of people are encouraging each other. People are saying, we're still in it. We're still going. We still need to push, regardless of how tired we are now. Because we did play a little bit more games. And, even a bit of the traveling arrangements and then how we came back and whatever. And then we had a game that weekend. So we did play a little bit more games, which, we were a little bit more tired. But in that, people were still encouraging each other. People were still pushing each other on. So, again, I think it was that kind of thing where it made us stronger, bro.
But as a defender now,
is it?
I'm saying as a defender now.
Yeah.
Does it then put the spotlight? You literally are in that position where if you make a mistake, it's like, Atengwa.
Yeah.
Is it you come from a period where a blunder is a blunder, to a blunder could be a paid blunder.
Yeah. That's always the risk. That's always the scary thing. But look, you get used to some of these things being said because again, football is a volatile thing. So even with fans, 1 week you can be you're together, they sing your name, hugs, whatever. The next thing, that type of thing. So at some point you didn't see that. Hold on, it's just football. These are people who've paid money, they've paid part of their salary to come watch the game, so they can have these opinions. They can be entitled to some of the anger that we make them go through, some of the feelings we make them go through. So yeah.
And Swaziland, Eswatini, how was that experience? Because it almost seemed like after the first leg, it almost seemed like and then you progress to the next stage. And the heartbreak.
So I'll start with the first game. It was an amazing experience because you're used to playing Borara 3 with Pisa. Now you're playing at night under flood. The grass is flat. That's what they say on Tanzania on grounds like that. So it was just an amazing experience. You gain some sort of confidence from just the atmosphere itself. So after the game, we were so hyped. The locker room was crazy. The belief was insane. And then, the second leg then came. Then I don't know what happened. Maybe concentration, fatigue, because we lost it in the dying minutes of the game. And then, penalties. And then, so that was really heartbreaking. Because, again, you're coming from a moment of great belief and great hope to, oh, wow, we actually just lost the game.
But then from a fan perspective and outside perspective, the first question would be like, you guys practicing?
Yeah. No, we were.
Because wasn't the penalty that atrocious?
That's the thing with penalties, guys. Even your best taker, on a day that's not his day. What's Nungu there, guys? The moment you place the ball there and you start walking backwards, the goals start getting smaller.
But also wasn't like that. Wasn't the crowd like? Because I saw a snippet of it in the first leg.
Yeah.
Like just the few fans that were there.
Yeah.
They were very loud.
They were loud.
So I can imagine what was it like in Swaziland.
When we played in Botswana when we were home.
I'm saying in Botswana.
Oh yeah.
When we saw the Swazi fans that were there, they were the small bunch, but they were very loud and this band and all that. So the second leg, how was it? Like in Eswatini?
I think the second leg, the Eswatini fans came to revenge or something. Because the first leg, our fans were there, and that's the thing about Shamba fans. They'll be there in their numbers with the band and everything. So in Eswatini, I think the Swaziland fans were like, we need to get our lick back. But again, those moments are what make you like think back and say, this is what I dreamed of. Just playing in front of so many people under these circumstances on this stage, and you just have to say thank you, God.
And this year has also been a lovely year for you in terms of national representation because especially the last minute, can we call it a last minute call up, or can we call it hours before the match call up where you had to find your way to South Africa? What were you doing when you got the call to say, we need you to come?
Maybe you won't believe me, but what I was doing was I was actually jogging at home because I remember if there were no games I remember exactly what happened. So I was like, still need to keep fit. So I'm jogging. And this is like 5 5-6 p.m. Then I get a call. Then I see, it's, from these guys. Then I answer the call. They're like, we need you. You need to get on a flight tomorrow. I'm sending you the details just now. And then just started praying from then, because God is the God of the last hour. So I was like, I'm taking it. I'll be there.
And what's it like, though? Like, just representing your nation. Even when you get a call-up, there's some call-ups where you don't play, but you're in the camp. But just being able to get in camp and get, like, your kit, and it's a Zimbabwean kit, and lining up and singing the national anthem.
Yeah. I think representing your country is one of, if not the best thing that can ever happen to an athlete. And I say this because on my goals for, not just for 2025, but for my career in general, I had put things before national team representation. Because for me, that was the peak. That was when I finally do something, that's when they'll call me up, So for it to then happen in reverse like this, again, it can only be God. But then also, that is just how great national team representation is for you. And then just being in camp. I remember the first camp, I got there, and then you're starstruck.
Yes.
You're seeing Divine, you're seeing Marshall, you're seeing all these other players, and you're like, I'm also here. It's crazy. And then even the training, you get there, the nerves, the whatever, but the boys they're so welcoming, they're so funny. Divine came to me and he's like, and he did it. I ain't gonna lie, and he did it. So it's that type of banter, that type of welcoming spirit that's there that then makes you feel like, okay, maybe I do belong here. So,
but you didn't just peak. You Africa Cup of Nations peaked, because when we talk about that, usually like you're expecting that a team, especially in a year like the year that we had, that would have a lot of foreign based players, and there would be so few locally based players, and to be part of that squad, and to know, okay, obviously the public we know later, but just knowing that you're going to AFCON, and it didn't start there, isn't it? It started with a whole camp.
It didn't start there.
Like, you guys were a lot.
No, we were.
And at that moment, did you believe, or you were like,
So there was a time I started getting a little bit more like consistent call-ups, and so the belief then builds that maybe we're headed to AFCON. And then in between, I didn't get a call up for I think 1 or 2 camps. Then I was like, it's time to relax and slow down. Because if you get your hopes up, then something doesn't happen, you're in for a little bit of heartbreak.
Then go change it.
But then, fortunately, the people around me, my family, my friends, my girlfriend, then they're like, bro, you prayed for these things. If you then don't want to keep faith for them, then what are you doing? Then I just started, believing again, hoping again. Then, like you said, you're then called into a camp with 50, so many people, so many good players also. Then you start saying, it's now getting hot again. Well, peace out, what are we going to do? Then, then God does his thing again. Then we get the actual call up. And I think another hard thing, the hardest part of that is, like you said, we know before you guys. So then keeping that a secret, because you're excited. I'm not going to lie. Keeping that a secret, you can't even tell some of the close people that, we did it, guys. We're going there. So, yeah. But it's exciting. But
also the time when the coach, because I feel like there was a time when you had a coach, Nice, with an idea.
Yeah.
And I sort of feel like the group that were being called knew AFCON were there.
Yeah.
Maybe a few changes. But for you, when you heard when he gets fired and the new coach comes, wasn't there like a bit of, will he like me? Am I in his plans?
Yeah. Like, obviously, there's always, even at club level, when the coach changes, the staff changes, there's always questions in the back of your head. Am I going to play? Am I in his plans? Am I going to do this? So most definitely those questions were there. And I think that was part of what led to me telling myself, it's time to like slow down, take a step back, and lose a little bit of hope. But again, I guess the people that you then surround yourself with,
We can't take away the fact that we've got facilities that are not really world class, most of them. AFCON, those stadiums, that setup. Because I can imagine, yes, South Africa has really amazing stadiums, and we're playing at Orlando Stadium.
Yeah.
But Morocco just seems like a notch higher.
Different gravy. So I'll give examples using the past camps. So the first camp that I got into was to South Africa. And already I'm thinking, this is what people are playing on. This is crazy. In the next camp, I think we then went to Nigeria. Yeah, like, oh, so people are playing on these everywhere. You know, we go there, and just seeing these things. Then, like you said, you go to Morocco, now you're seeing it everywhere. The grounds, the stadiums are huge. There's air conditioning. Wow, what do you mean there's air conditioning in the stadiums? If it's cold, there's a heater. If it's hot, there's aircon. What do you mean? You know, that type of thing. So again, your mind is being open to the possibilities of what could be. You start dreaming even bigger than you were before.
I will give you my own personal experience. So my very first Warriors trip was to Egypt. So imagine from covering at Rufaro at National Sports Stadium. So I get there, the first thing, there's a cubicle for me with a desk where I can put my laptop and there's like charging ports. And there's just one person who's just attending to me. You want Wi-Fi, you want water, I'm like, this happens. So I can imagine. But if you were to equate your AFCON experience, what was it like?
Well, the atmosphere, if I was to equate it to like Zim, I would say playing in barbecues. That was the first time for me. Scary. Before you even jump on the pitch and warm up, you're looking like this, looking around, seeing people around already screaming, already throwing things in the ground. But I think as an athlete, and I can say this for a lot of people, those nerves, when it's time to go, they turn into fire.
Because I've always asked myself this question, like, how do you zone in to yourself in an environment that is... Because yes, you guys have a lot of fans at Simba, but the numbers can't equate, for example, to a BF at Rufaro. And then when you come out for warm up and you look and BF is even worse because it's black and white everywhere.
Exactly.
So already you can tell where our people are
there, that corner there. But then,
so how do you, like, let's say when you prepare, especially for the big games, what's your preparation like in the final moments? Like, this is match day.
Yeah.
Some people listen to music. Some people, I don't know.
If you know me, I've got my AirPods in everywhere I go. Always playing music. And it's just gospel music. So even from the time that we are back at the hotel that we're staying, my roommate is blessing Moyo. So from the time that we wake up in the morning, I'm already playing gospel.
But isn't that room too zen though? Because Blessing like
he's too chilled. Calm. That's all I'm saying.
Like, how do you put calm and calm?
That's all I'm saying.
Like, I would imagine you. I would imagine you with a roommate, maybe an equivalent. I don't know who's the equivalent at Simba. Like a God knows Murira equivalent. I would imagine Blessing Moyo with an. But you guys are too. It's like zen. That's like yoga class.
It's a yoga class. No. I mean, well, again, you wake up in the morning. Because he always brings his speaker. He also loves music. So you wake up in the morning, you're playing your gospel music. We're just there, we're focusing, whatever. And then you go through our routine, shower, have breakfast, then jump into the bus, reading my Bible, and then get into the locker room. Then, So from when you then got to warm up, then you see the fans, you see the black and white. What I do give like some fans the credit for, even if they're 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, 100, they'll always make a noise. They'll always make sure their presence is felt. So, you see the black and white, whatever. But then you see your corner there. They're like, they're here for us,
And then there's a game you played at Ngoni Stadium, and I came to the bus. Okay, fine. I came to an area I'm not allowed to, but I just said I want to record videos of you guys coming out of the bus. like you guys singing gave me goosebumps. Like you guys sing like your life depends on it. There's something about, I've seen and I've been around teams singing before a game.
Yeah.
But there's something about Simba Bora. Like, what is it? I couldn't figure it out. I remember leaving and telling people, like, I felt goosebumps. Like, literally.
Yeah.
It was, I could feel it in my soul.
Yeah. Now, is that belief, number one? Because you go into every game wanting to win. You know, you don't go into the game wanting to lose or to draw. You go into every game wanting to win. And at that stage, we were winning games constantly. So that belief is strong. It's that belief in the guy next to you. Because what singing does is it takes away pressure from yourself. So if you're in the bus and you're just quiet in your headphones, sometimes you can get into your own head thinking, what if I do this? What am I going to do? What if I do this? But the moment you all start singing, you remember, you know, there's 11 of us. If I make a mistake, someone's covering. If he does this, I'm covering. It's not like 10 that's way, you're on your own. So that's what singing does. It brings everyone together for one goal, one objective. So yeah.
And now I want to take it back, like, because the obvious thing, I know you football people. I know your question will be like, his accent, his demeanor and everything. You want to take it back to your upbringing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your family.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, you've got a very, like, an avid fan, an avid supporter of a father. Your father is Jazzy's a vibe.
Yeah.
So your family, let's talk about your family. Mrichingani, how many are you in your family? Okay. And growing up?
Okay. I'm the firstborn and I have 3 siblings. So I'm going to need you guys to stay with me here as I explain how we got our names. So I'm Isheanesu. Mm-hmm. Then the sister that follows is Tadio Nashe. Mm-hmm. Then the next brother is Anesu Ishe. And the last one is Nashe Tadio. So it's just a reverse.
Nashe Tadio. Oh.
Yeah, it's just a reverse of the
Tadio
names.
Nashe Tadio.
Exactly. So now I'm just... You know, you start thinking, but what's going on with our names?
With our names.
Then I asked them, what do you guys think? What are you guys doing? Then, you know, my mom is trying to give some sort of diplomatic answer. No, you know, you pray, you hear from God. Then I called they got lazy after the first 2. Then they said,
they started looking for the...
Just reverse.
But Ishe, so you are a firstborn.
Yeah.
I'm also a firstborn. Oh, and what schools did you go to?
I went to Heritage, then I went to Hartman House, and then St. George's. Yeah.
Should I say what you're thinking?
Like that? Why say
because the first thing is to be like, you come from money. So, when you were going to those schools, what sports did you play?
I played a whole bunch of different sports. I didn't even play football until grade 6, grade 7. I played rugby, cricket, you know, basketball, volleyball. So yeah, I played a whole bunch of different sports.
You must have always been a dominant figure. You were always tall. Were you always tall, or did you at some point get to a point where you just ballooned?
I was relatively tall, but then I ballooned in high school. So yeah, but I was always like relatively.
So why were you inclined to basketball? Because you think your height, high school, people will be telling you to play basketball.
Because I went to volleyball first.
Oh.
I went to volleyball first since Form 1, Form 2. I was already featuring first team games. Form 3 made Chiz volleyball, and then provincial representation, and then Form 4 when it was time for national representation, I was now playing football. So it was now trying to do this and do this. So yeah. So
would you say football chose you amongst all these sports you're playing, or at what point did you know this is what I want to play?
I knew since I had a friend, Daniel Mamumbe, and then since primary school since grade 4, grade 5, because we were like this. So they always be saying we're gonna go pro. And when we go pro, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing this. And then Form 1, Form 2, I'm telling people I'm going to go pro. But people obviously think you're joking, you know, whatever. I'm going to go pro, I'm going to play football. Then Form 3, it got to a point where, because now you're a candidate. So I couldn't play football, play volleyball, because volleyball was throughout the year, football was second term, but I couldn't do both whilst also wanting to do academics. So I had to choose one. And then at that time, volleyball was like, again, it was throughout the year, so it was the one that was predominant for me. So I then left football. I'm now playing volleyball. Then the following year, my best friend's mom is when I went to watch one of their matches because he also played football. And then she came to watch also. Then she's like, what are you doing? I was like, what do you mean? I'm coming to support. And he's like, no. What are you doing? Like, why aren't you playing?
Why aren't you playing?
Yeah. And then I was like, why aren't I playing? Then I was like, no, academics. She's like, brother, please, be serious. And then I started playing again from then. So yeah, shout out to her.
And when you, let's take it through the pro route. Like, when did you get into the route for professional football?
Form 4. There was a coach that then came to coach the first team at Saints called Eddie Mashidi. And then so I then went to him. I was like, look, bro, you played professionally. You played, and then you played in SA, and then you did this. I also want to play pro, so I need help. If it's going to be, coaching me when you coach the team, then we also do our own private coaching, whatnot. Then he's like, cool. Then he took me on, and then I started working with him for the next 2-3 years until I left Zim. So it was like, actually my schedule then was now crazy because school started at 7:15, 7:30. So I would go gym with my dad. 5:30 we're in the gym. 6:30 we're done. Now showering, getting ready. We go to school until like 1:30. It's club time, and then it was mandatory to have a club. But I don't know. I managed to stay under the radar, so I didn't do a club. But 2 to 3 club time, I was now doing private training with Coach Eddie. Then 3 to 5 was now training with everyone. Then I do that. And then afterwards, I would go for private tutoring because I was now a candidate. So, which was like 7 to 8:30. Then I go home. So my schedule then was like really tight. So I was always so tired and whatever. But then he then started taking me to, different academies. He took me to DC Academy. He took me to Dynamos. And then I was playing games with both just to then get match fitness to become a little bit tougher because, private school kids. So.
But did you experience a culture shock though?
I did.
Like, imagine you are learning at those private schools.
I did.
And then you meet us, the ghetto youths.
So it was on the other side of Zamora. It's different in that private school kids are in like kind of like a bubble.
Yes.
So even in your dreams of going pro, you think you're just going to do this, and then you go there. So you're not exposed to actual football in Zim. And even football in Zim is usually for this side of Zamora.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what people believe. So now I'm getting into a space where, it even taught me a lot of lessons about life, about the value of a dollar, the value of money, and all those things. Because you're going from a place where, people are being driven to school and everything. You're now stepping into a place where someone is looking for money for transport to go for training and then to go from training. So it changes your mindset to, because people are working for their families. They're playing to do something and you are playing because it's your passion. So it then changes your mindset to, yes, it's my passion, but I have to get serious also, And it was most definitely a culture shock, but it wasn't something I couldn't adapt to.
I think maybe it's a personal thing you could adapt because I can imagine because it's so so different. Like, yo, but then like what's the first club you played for?
Simba Bora in Zim.
Just like that from
yeah.
But didn't you get those reactions when you got there, like, Uncle Bakupi, why is he here? What has he done? Oh, did his father pay for him to come here?
I mean, there always those reactions, but then also people then knew me. So I went after high school. I went to play in Spain. Then I came back because of injuries. Got into a dark space. And then God rescued me, of course. And I came back, and then I started training with Dynamos. That's when
you refused our water. You would have spoken about the dark place. Guys, what dark place? Yeah.
Now the dark place was, injuries, and then you get into anxiety, you get into depression because you're hit by a lot of injuries and you're watching people play.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a lot of dissociation. So the best example I can give is you are in a glass cube, and there's all this color around you. Life is going on, everything is exciting. And the moment you try to reach out, you're stuck in this cube. That is my best. I hope that can help give a picture of like dissociation and the like.
But I think also it's conversations that people are not ready for, that people don't have, and especially in the context of African society. Maybe on the other side of Samora, it's easy to talk about that. But I can imagine me being Highfield and saying, "Oh, I have depression. Oh, I have anxiety."
Yeah.
Like also, and because of life as well, you have no time to try and be like. For us, Kurwara is ndachkoka gumbo
exactly.
It can't be emotionally. I am down.
Yeah. But I thank God for my parents, because I got into that space, and then the advantage or the good thing about going into spaces, the low spaces or times of suffering, times of hardship, is God uses that to inject glory. He uses that because you're at a space where you're broken down into, spaces you never thought you would be. And that is the time that you need God the most. That is the time that would then actually make you want to seek. So now I'm going on walks with my Bible. I'm going on prayer walks to places I've never even been, spending time with God and actually learning that, things
like
will
I think it's so good we had a conversation with you, because you are representing a very unique demographic in Zimbabwean football, in terms of we've got to picture an idea of the sort of footballer we have. And like you said, our footballer from the other side of Samora and the struggles they go through, and there's very small chunk of people from the other side of Samora, and also getting insight into the challenges, because for us the challenges are the share Maria window training, my family is depending on me, ndakaenda academy ndikapiwa $10 yondonoisiya kumba, and we never get to hear the stories of others who don't have those challenges for money and providing for the family, but they also do have their own struggles. Because when we're looking from the outside, we're thinking, Ishe must be.
Okay.
Life is perfect.
But
And for you, when you got to Simba Bora now, was it a good lift me up? Because we talk about vibes. I don't know vibes behind the scenes, but the vibes that we see looks like a place with vibe. And having been in that dark place and getting to a place where happiness seems like is the order of the day.
It was very much a good lift me up, because also a lot of players were coming in, so it wasn't like I'm restarting by myself. New coaching staff was coming in, and fortunately they had called me and win them. I'm seeing players I'd seen before I left Zim, players I had met after I came back to Zim when I was training with Dynamos, a little bit with Platinum. Blessing is here. I'm like, okay, that's my guy, so everything's gonna be okay. So it wasn't, at this point, there wasn't any like culture shock or anything. It was now like,
But how did you get to train with Platinum and Dynamos? You're saying it's so like, and then I train with, and then I just, how did that happen? Were you seeking a move? Or you just wanted to stay fit?
Yeah. Because I'd come back and I was not unfit because of the many injuries. It was my Achilles, my knees, my hamstrings. I had gone through the most. And I had even said, let me go home and restart from there. But then now it was the thing of I need to gain fitness so that I can go back. Because I was going to go back in December. And then my dad is just in the gym. He's in the sauna. And if you know my dad, like I said, he's a big fan. So he's going to tell everyone and their mom that, my kid is playing ball. So he's showing them pictures. And then in the gym with him was someone who knew Coach Ndiraya. So it was God. I can't even call it coincidence. It was God. And then So the guy's like, let me try talk to these guys to see if they can help, since it's just for fitness, And then I get there, and then I'm unfit. And I think I got there on a Monday, because you get the first day of the week, people are running. So I get there, people are running, and I'm breathing. I'm breathing. And, one of the coaches is like, you're not serious. Don't come back tomorrow. And then I was like, you see me there tomorrow. And I came in the next day. And my dad is like, he's like, why didn't you just tell them that, you weren't training along? That's why you're unfit and whatever. I was like, don't worry. If you tell them, they'll think you're making excuses. Mm-hmm. So I just started pushing. Then I started working with the strength and conditioning coach also. So before training, let's say training's at 10, 7 to 9, I'm in the gym with this guy and he's killing me. Then 10, we're now going for training. And hey, you die again. But then, you start seeing the fruits of that much later. So the season comes to an end. And then Coach Ndra is now moving from Dynamos to Simba. And then I'm about to hop on a plane to go back to Spain. And then he's like, you can come and then train with us some more, develop some more. Then hopefully you then start playing and whatever. Because, I see something. You see something. And then that's how I got to join Simba.
You're very fortunate. You could have been in Spain right now. But I'm glad you made that decision. And for you, looking at your first season, what were the lessons from the first season?
The lessons I learned in the first season were don't cry for football. Don't because your time is going to come, and you don't want to be in a space where that time comes prematurely when you're not ready. So don't cry to play if you're not doing the preparation. So it taught me, like anything in life really, if you're in a season of waiting, it's not just a season of just doing this. It's your season of preparation, so that when that time comes, your preparation then meets your purpose, and then everything moves from there. So that was the biggest lesson I learned in 2023. Lesson of waiting whilst preparing.
But it was a tough season, wasn't it, for the club? Because
it was. You
guys were even sinking.
It was one of those where every game you're calculating, every game you're thinking, if we win here, then we do this. But if we draw, then we do this. But fortunately, it was also a season where a lot of clubs were also kind of like fighting relegation, because you could win a game when you're in 17th position and jump to like 12th. Mm-hmm. So I think that was also a little bit of an advantage for us.
So what do you think, because you were around when the new badge came the next season, what do you think brought on this very drastic change from being a team that is like, struggling to then being a championship winning team in the next season? Unbeaten at home until the very last game against FC Platinum. Yeah. That's only then did you get defeated at home.
Yeah, I think it was a thing of synergy, a thing of connection, a thing of learning from the previous season, because the coaching staff didn't change. So I think whatever they had seen and they had learned in the last season, they then said, okay, let's do it this way. Because even how we then did our preseason in 2024 was, we went to Kariba. And then we stayed together for 2-3 weeks. And that just brought a whole different chemistry and connection to the group. So it was that, also destiny.
And what was it like? You remember the first time you played at in Shamva? Because you guys, I remember even joking on my page that it's a Shamva team based in Narare. Because you guys used to train Narare, play Narare. But we're calling you a Shamva side.
Because I didn't come with the team from D1, I didn't really experience the fans. I didn't know that Shamva people show up for football. They show up. So the first game, we were moving from a place of you're playing using Ngezi Stadium, and maybe you get a couple of fans, and then you're now playing at your home stadium, and it's full to the brim. Every perimeter, people are even climbing trees to watch the game, and that was, I think, the first time for me. I always remember that because that was the best experience. Because again, it's things you dream of, playing in front of crowds and everything. Yeah.
And then quantity over quality, because I see, like you alluded to that earlier, that, obviously the stadium is a bit smaller than the other stadiums, but it'll be packed. But we can't really compare those numbers with other very bigger teams.
Yeah.
But there's quantity. There's quality. In terms of, you get there, you're like, these guys love. Because my first time to go to Shamba, to be honest, I wasn't expecting much. Like, I'm just going Kunumonoona. It's when you turn from the main road coming from Harare and you are getting in and you start being hit by the number of jerseys being worn along the way and people walking. And then as you get closer to the stadium, it's like, And for you guys, when you're going to the stadium, you obviously just expect, they will show up. Has there ever been a time when they didn't show up?
No. Those guys are consistent. They're consistent. And one thing about the band, I'm probably not even supposed to say this, because you're supposed to keep focused during the game and whatever. But one of my first games experiencing the band in Shamva, they're playing songs that then you kind of look there, then you start doing this, and this is during the game. You start doing this, you lose focus for 2 seconds. Then you check back in, you're like, hold on. So I love
the post-match celebration just after the
yeah.
You just go there and it's like, wow. And even for Botswana, I think did they arrive on time, or they came, but we could feel like Vashika.
Yeah. They came a little bit late, so you could feel the difference.
The difference,
you feel the difference. Yeah.
And if they're watching, what do you want to say to Shamva community, the fans?
I just want to say thank you so much, guys. For for just taking me in from, you didn't even know who I was. You accepted me still to this point, and you have shown such great support for the team always. So I just want to say thank you.
And what is it about, if somebody was to ask you to tell us what makes Simba Bora different? Obviously, you haven't been in a lot of changing rooms. But what is that unique thing about Simba Bora?
In terms of like the locker room, or
just Simba, the whole, the institution, the team, the fans.
Okay, I think for me it's more of a family than anything. Everything is so close knitted. Everything from even just the structure. So from the boss, chairman, coach, players, bus driver, kit manager, the groundsman. Everyone is like this. Everyone knows each other. Everyone knows each other's names and whatever. So I think the family aspect of it and the just being so close like this is what makes it different to me.
So what is the dream, the football dream for you?
The football dream for me is Champions League, European Champions League. It is a household name. It is to use my football as a platform to share my testimony, to share what God has done for me, to share who God is. It is to use football to help other people to get into these spaces that I've been so blessed to get into. It is to use football to fund so many of other people's dreams, to fund churches, to fund whatever God's plan and purpose for my life and other people's lives. So for me, it's not just football. Football is a way, or a way to a means.
And you have age on your side.
Yeah.
I mean, never mind the height. You're very young. If I'm correct, you're in your early 20s, right?
Yeah, 23.
23. It's very young. Yeah. You still have a lot to achieve, because by 23, if you can say, I've already been to the Africa Cup of Nations. And for you, a lot of us on the outside, we'll see players coming to camp and not playing. And for you, for example, being at AFCON, even if you don't get to play, like, is it as important, or is it I'm gonna learn? Hopefully, the next time I come back, I'm gonna play. Is it I wish they'd looked at me? Is it I'm sitting on the sidelines and thinking, but look at Mangunda?
I think it differs with each person, so it depends with your attitude towards a lot of things. So, like how you said, being very young, being in the AFCON squad, already you're grateful. But there's also a part of you, because every footballer wants to play. There's also a part of you that wants to show what you can do, that wants to experience different things and whatever. But you just have to remain with an attitude of gratitude, because you are in this space. And because once you get a certain level, it becomes common. So you are in this space. So that means you can get there again. And when you get there again, you're now working towards playing. So you've reached this goal, and you're now working towards another goal.
And we spoke about your dream.
Yeah.
There is an immediate future. We can't take away the fact that you are a free agent.
Yeah.
What is the free agent's thinking?
It's in the air.
Huh?
It's in the air. The free agent is thinking a lot of things. But right now, the free agent is off season. So the free agent will let you know as soon as the free agent knows.
What I know is free agents will know where they are going and they won't tell you. And even those are not free agents. I sat here with the Abu Bakar and we were chatting and we were talking. I asked him the same question, he was very... He just put it up in the air that maybe he'll be a boss, maybe he won't. And even after, how after you finish shooting, you try and really probe, it wasn't coming out. And when it came out, I texted him. I was like, "Oh, what's this?" I just didn't want to tell me. So we talk about transfers.
Yeah,
you had a very, very a big talking point throughout the season because from what we hear, and I want to hear it from you. From what we hear. An offer comes from TX Galaxy in South Africa. Yeah. Your club says no. Then is it a week later or so? They're like, we want you to go to Scotland. And you said, never, nada, no. Is that the truth? What really transpired?
It wasn't like a never or no or or that aggressive. But because who didn't want to go to Scotland? My dad went to school in Mavuai. Who wouldn't want to go there and play in front of some of the people that he helped him grow up and shape him to the guy who he is now. So it wasn't a thing of no, I would never want to go there or whatever, or however the media puts it there. But it was just a thing of I've been with Simba for some time now. We've been with these guys who are now my family, and to leave in the middle of the season when there are things that we're fighting for is not the type of person that I am. It's not the type of person that I want to be, to then kind of leave when things are getting hard, or leave when we're working towards doing something great, and then kind of just abandon people. That was like the whole thinking towards my decision. It was never, I never want to go to Scotland, because Scotland is an amazing club. Who doesn't want to go there,
But you're very bold. When I say you're bold and self-assured, where I say that, it's because we do know there was a lot of pressure for you to make the move.
Yeah.
And for you to then stand by your beliefs and saying, I'm not going. But sometimes as a football player, you've got a path you want to take. But we've seen even the biggest superstar in the world, Lionel Messi, at one time, he had things he wanted to do in Barcelona, said, sometimes maybe the club, through contractual obligations, can decide, And for you, how difficult was that period?
I would like to say it was a difficult period, but it wasn't as difficult in that, like how you said, I had, self-assured and everything, but it wasn't like self-assurance in myself. It was more so in the decision that I had made, with the belief that it's led by God, it's God-led. So throughout that whole time, throughout that whole period when I was then making the decision, I decided, and how you saying there was a lot of pressure, I still had peace that transcends all human understanding. So that's how I knew that, okay, I did make the right decision, because God is giving me peace. So maybe it was a more difficult time for my parents, for, other people in the club, for other people at Scotland. But for me, it wasn't as difficult.
So did you just move on just like that? Or did you have a period where people be looking at you some type of way? Like, dude, why did you just go?
Yeah, you can't just move on. Because even the next games, you're thinking, I refuse to go. So if I play Jang now, it's lies. So you now have different types of pressures. But yeah.
You're like, okay. Our water is not working. It makes it like you were so light because I know. So is it true?
Mm-hmm.
The reports that we heard, though, we heard about some caucus meeting at training where there were different stakeholders that had come to try and convince you to go.
Yeah, you'd have to give me like 5 liters of this water. I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, the 5 liters, he said. So there was.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
He's not going to talk about it. If you know, because he talks about the water.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
But going into this free agent period, if they dangled the carrot, would you buy it? Because now it's you said it was mid-season. Now it's end of season.
Yeah. I would have to see what different clubs are offering, essentially, and weigh my best options.
So, where do we stand with the TX Galaxy offer? Because did they come back after the season? Because remember, they wanted you during the season. Yeah. Have they come back and said, my guy, are they also one of those on the table?
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's a little bit difficult now because of the transfer ban. So that is what we're now trying to navigate and see how best we can work with it.
You gave me my answer. You gave me my answer.
Oh no, I didn't give you an answer.
Now I just hope you get a good club. I just hope you get a club where you don't lose your place in the national team. I hope you play well. Yeah. I hope you do so much better than you did in the previous seasons.
Yeah.
So, station go to, oh, Ishe, okay. I know in a couple of days I'll be like, Ishe, wait to zero paya. Oh, can you want to poke at a clue?
Nah, no clues, guys. You just have to stay tuned. Look, this is good for the engagement. Because what now people are going to be checking your page every time. So what I can tell you is when I do know, I will give you a clue. Then you can give the people a clue.
Okay. I will take that. I will take that.
Okay.
I will take that. But having been exposed to what you've been exposed and having also played in a country like Spain, what are some of the things that we need to work on as Zimbabwe in football?
I think one of the big things is things like recovery, and obviously there's treatment, but prevention before the treatment. So when I was there was a lot of gym work that included things like literally just rotating your ankles like this to prevent injuries, and I don't think things like that are as prevalent or as big here. So I think that would be a big thing, because you can even see pre-season here, a lot of players get injured.
Kumanya.
Mid.
Manya. Then they sango. But manya kukwira miti kukwira nanzi landscape makomo. Manya.
You see, you have your inside information. I don't even know where you get your information from. But no, our pre-season this year was good. It was great, because it was ball work, it was running with the ball, it was match fitness, a lot of friendlies. So yeah.
But I think our game maybe is improving when you see, like, let's say for example in the national team, you guys probably don't have it at your club, but it's there at Scotland. Like when you have people like Lennon Guara coming in, I remember when he came in, a lot of people didn't understand Masu for what, for where, how.
No, you can't say we didn't have one, because Lennon Guara came from Simba. Guys.
No, he came from Simba, but then when he left, was he replaced?
He was.
Oh, okay. So Simba does have. I didn't know. I thought when
Lennon about 2024 champions here, guys.
I thought when Lennon went, skill yake hapana ku replace. That's what I thought this whole time. Okay, so now now I know. Now I learned something, because I honestly just thought Lennon nagaenda Baba Frank wagaenda na Lennon wow. Baba sara bas na moon. Is Baba Frank waenda ku blawa and don't know Lennon na rutere kana but then it's a good thing. Yeah. So I can't ask you about prospects about Simba this coming season, because I don't even know if you're gonna be He can't be at Simba. Would have been nice to keep this by saying, so this season, what do you think, Simba, how they will fare? But you probably won't even be there.
Well, I can't give an answer just because I love the club.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're going to be champions this year.
Champions?
2026 champions.
20,
don't look at me like that. 2026
no, I'm not disbelieving.
Yeah.
Or I'm not turning it off because you never know.
Nah, this is
they came close last season before before something happened that made you guys start losing whatever it was. So I can't say no.
Yeah.
People, when the season started on 1993, and they were 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So in football, you really can't say no.
You never know.
But I just know it's going to be a very, very entertaining and tough season because a lot, like, you see the amount of movement that was happening in December from technical team players. It was like literally season ends and the coming week already talking about moves. I feel like the game is really changing and the pressure really is on. And I think the pressure started when teams like FC Platinum, Gezi Platinum, then your Simba Boras, your Scotland, your Moors. Now we've got Hard Rock coming in as well. The pressure is on. So thank you very much for your time and thank you for being in the studio and giving us your thoughts and your hints. But because this is a show where I don't give my guests questions, is there anything you feel like I wanted to talk about this but she didn't ask me this?
I think you asked a whole lot of questions. But one thing I do want to leave the people with is God's grace, guys. God's grace will carry you from where you are now to where you don't even think you're going to be, because that's the goodness of God. Even in your weaknesses, he said, my power is made perfect in your weaknesses. So I will boast all the more about my weaknesses because God is going to carry me forward always.
And thank you very much. And God's grace led to this interview because like I said at the start, this is months. But you know what I liked about this was you didn't you were very blunt in terms of I will do the interview. I just can't do it now. Can we wait until the end of the season? Because a lot of times people are not bold enough to say that. Instead, they try either to say or whatever, or some of them will even tell you they're coming and then they just switch off their phone the night before. But a person who's honest enough to say, and that's why even when we restarted the conversation, I was like, there is something. You guys,
she didn't even say good evening or hi. She said, you promised me something. Then she said hi. I was like, okay,
what happened is I was sitting there and thinking, Isha can promise an interview. So literally I was thinking in my head, I was like, so as I typing in my head, I'm like, then it's only after it's sent that I realized I didn't say hi. So then the hi came on the next line. I was like, she's gonna be like, at least greet, because I do that with people, like a person who comes in your inbox. I'm like, at least they're so that's why they're high.
No, but it was good. I had so much fun.
But thank you very much for coming on the show, and shout out to Mr. Mauchi. I know Mr. Mauchi will be watching. Your dad is such a vibe.
He wanted to be. I told him, brother, stay at home.
He's such a vibe. The first time I met him was at the tennis. In 10 minutes, it was almost like we knew each other like forever. He's such a vibe. And
cool
thank you very much, Mr. Mauchi. And I know you've got great support. So you have a father who's so present. So present.
Even my mom, guys. She's just behind the scenes, but she's so cool.
Don't take that for granted. Some of us are orphans. We know how important that is. So thank you very much for coming on the show. And the next time, like you said, I'm going to be talking about Mauchi. As he said, he would have given me a hint of where he's going. I can't wait for that hint to come. And when the hint comes, don't say hi, don't worry. Just do what I did. You like, Yvonne, I'm going for that. Oh, Yvonne, this is the clue.
That was definitely.
Until the next time, we bring another big sporting personality. Make sure you take care of your family and also have a fabulous 2026. This was the very first interview. So we're starting the year on a high note and hoping that the year will be fantastic and hoping that your season as well will be fantastic. If you're in Zimbabwe, maybe you make it 3 consecutive times on the calendar.
Hopefully.
Until next time, goodbye.